If you've been trying to chop down some of your debt and transfer your credit cards over to just one credit card, known as a transfer balance, I have a credit card review for you in this video that I think is going to absolutely blow your mind with what this program is offering. Now look, I haven't really seen any other credit cards that are providing this, and no, this video isn't sponsored by this company that I'm about to mention, but the credit card that I'm talking about is the Bank America card credit card. Kind of sounds like the Bank of America, right? Which I think is why they made the name the way that they did. But check this out. With this credit card right here, just to give you a little brief overview before we dive in deeper, they now offer, what I've been able to find, the longest 0% interest period, which is going to be on an 18-month cycle. Now, that's not just for new purchases. Usually for new purchases, some of these programs offer 6 months, 12 months. I've seen as high as 18 months. But when it comes to this card right here, the reason why I think that this one may take the cake, at least for what's out there right now in the month of April, is because, well, you're getting an 18-month pretty much interest-free for any purchases that you make, plus a 0% APR for any balance transfers that are made within the first 60 days after you've been approved for this credit card. Now, in my opinion, this one right here is definitely going to be one that I would be keeping a close eye, especially if you are looking to, let's say you have 3 or 4 credit cards and you're looking to, let's say, transfer that balance over onto this side. This is definitely going to be an option because yes, you'll have your Citibank, yes, you'll have, who else? Yes, you have your American Express, but when it comes, or your Amex, but when it comes to not just having the 0% APR for your purchases, having that on the transfer balances is going to be a big deal, especially if that's one of the reasons why you're shopping for new credit cards. We also have a 0% or 0 APR late payment penalty, which in my opinion, it's a really good plan to have, especially in times like this where some financial circumstances, depending if you're watching this and maybe you're a little on some shaky ground, maybe you're in between jobs, or maybe you lost your job and it's been a little harder for you to make some of your payments, or you think it's going to be a little harder for you to make some of your payments. Well, guess what? With the AmeriCard, they are actually waiving some of those penalties. So the way that it normally works is that, let's say you jump on a 0% APR program and you miss one payment or you miss 2 payments, they'll go ahead and just hit you with this big old fee, kind of, or really even change the interest, kind of like if you never even took advantage of the program to begin with. Now, this isn't to say to go out there and start missing your payments or to take advantage of what the program has to offer, because you always want to have that good reporting on your credit anyways, right? I wouldn't recommend anyone to, even though it says no penalty, to start getting late payments hit on your credit report, because you can have a drop anywhere between 30 to 50 points anyways per late payment, especially if you're inching into that 650, 700 range. You can easily drop 70, 80 points just for one late payment. So keep that in mind as you're applying for these credit cards. Now, 2 other things that I really like about this credit card is that it actually has no annual fee, meaning it's not going to actually cost you anything to own the credit card, kind of like what you have with other credit cards, especially with some of the newer credit cards that are coming out right now, kind of like, I believe it's the, who is it? I think it's the Visa that provides some of the blockchain options, which I'm going to do a review here on the channel. And by the way, the reason why I bring up that other credit card is because it actually costs you about $100. I know, actually, that credit card costs you $200 to own the card, meaning if you literally use it with no swipes, you don't use it at all for the entire year, it costs you $200 to own that card. With this card right here, it's actually $0 to own this card. And one more thing that I really like about this credit card is this. The $0 liability guarantee is something that I think is also a make or break for a lot of people, especially if you are on the side of you want to be very well protected and you don't want anyone having access to your bank, or anyone or getting penalized because maybe you lost a credit card and somehow somebody ran it up $300, $400, $500, or even worse, $5,000, $6,000. Times with banks, especially if you're using a debit card, which is why I always recommend, if you are trying to build your business credit, and if you are trying to not just rack up points, but if you're also trying to get your credit utilization in a place where there's constantly a revolving line moving, then we know that with a debit card, you can't necessarily achieve that because we know debit cards don't report. But not only that, with a debit card, you don't necessarily have the protection that you would have, let's say here with the $0 liability guarantee, meaning that if your card is stolen, somebody runs it up $5, $10, $15,000, however much you get approved for, then with the $0 liability guarantee, you are pretty much liable to $0, meaning the bank has your back on this one, and especially once you file that report that your either identity's been stolen or your card's been stolen, rather, from any fraud, for any fraud protection, which I think is a big deal when you are looking for a credit card to start building your credit or to continue improving on your credit. Not only that, you're also going to get access to your FICO via the Bank of America app. So having that FICO, you can check on your reports. That's going to be included with the credit card once you open up the line, which again is another way for you to monitor your credit to make sure that you're on track of, again, building your credit card or building your credit reports, or making sure that your credit continues to move upwards, not downwards, because we want this credit to go upwards of 750, 800, right? Now, let's run a quick synopsis or a quick scenario of what it would look like if you had a $10,000 credit card with interest and a $10,000 credit card with this new program that they just unveiled here over at the Bank of America, Bank America card. So we have the first scenario on your screen right here, and that's $10,000 with no interest rate. As you can see, those 18 months, it is literally just going to be a $556 monthly payment. And then let's go ahead and put it with the no promo APR with the 19% on all the balances. That is going to be a $1,863 charge on those or on that $10,000 spread out over the 22 months, because it'll extend, because obviously, as you know, if you're only sending the minimum payments, then it's going to extend how long you actually have to in order to pay that card off once you start tacking on interest, not just principal. So in my opinion, this is going to get a big thumbs up from me. It's one that I would recommend for you to check out if you wanted to, again, add something else to your arsenal of credit cards, especially if you're looking for a balance transfer. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get it in the comments, but if you're wondering if this is something that you should apply for, where your credit is, I wouldn't look at this card to apply if I don't have at least a 675, 680, possibly even a 690 if I really want to be on the good side, and that's a 690 on the FICO, not necessarily on the Credit Karma or some of these free apps that you'll get. So 690 more on the FICO. I think that you will get the green light for this. Again, before applying, I really want you to know this, but before applying for any of these credit cards, make sure that your credit utilization is low for some of the credit cards that you have on the other side that you're using, because they will look at that when they are approving you. Now, the good thing about this is that it's only a 2-minute application process, and they'll let you know pretty quickly if you've been approved or not. So let me know down in the comments again which credit card you guys would like for me to review, and let you guys know if it's something that's worth it or not. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, join the official community. Don't forget that anytime we're not posting on here, we are posting over on the Inside with Irv show. So if you like what we have going on over here, you'll love what we have going on over there. And if you are looking to get your credit right and get some of those nasty negative items removed off your credit, collections, any type of old debt, you can go ahead and check out the Irv official website, where you can find some credit cleaning tools right on there. Once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next video.